What's the most savage insult you've ever heard from a child? When I was 8, my dad started bringing his work buddy Frank over for dinner every Tuesday. Frank was this short, balding guy who always wore the same wrinkled button-up shirt and smelled like coffee and cigarettes. He'd plop down at our kitchen table like he owned the place and start complaining about everything. His job, his ex-wife, the weather, whatever. My mom would make extra food and set a nice place for him, even lighting the good candles. She'd smile and nod while Frank rambled on about how nobody appreciated him at work. Dad would just sit there eating, occasionally grunting in agreement. Frank had this habit of criticizing everything we did. If I was doing homework at the table, he'd lean over and say stuff like, "Back in my day, kids actually knew how to write properly." When my little brother Tyler spilled his juice, Frank would shake his head and mutter about how parents don't teach manners anymore. One Tuesday, Frank was going on about how his coworkers were all idiots and how he should be running the whole company. He was waving his fork around, getting spaghetti sauce on our clean tablecloth. My mom kept refilling his water glass and asking if he needed more garlic bread. Then Tyler, who was only 5 and had been quietly coloring in his dinosaur book, looked up and said in his tiny voice, "Frank, why are you here every week if you hate everything so much?" The table went dead silent. Frank's fork stopped mid-wave. Tyler wasn't done. He tilted his head like he was genuinely curious and added, "And why do you smell like you live in an ashtray? Do you brush your teeth with cigarettes?" I almost choked on my milk. Dad's eyes went wide. Mom looked like she was trying not to laugh, but Tyler kept going, completely innocent. Also, my friend Connor's dad says people who complain all the time are usually the problem. Are you the problem, Frank? Frank's face turned red. He opened his mouth like he was going to say something, but nothing came out. He just sat there looking like a fish. Then Tyler delivered the final blow. "Oh, and Frank, my mom makes extra food because she feels sorry for you. She told Mrs. Rodriguez next door that you're probably lonely because nobody wants to eat dinner with someone who's grumpy all the time." The silence was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Frank's mouth opened and closed a few more times. His face went from red to purple. Mom covered her mouth with her napkin. Dad suddenly found his spaghetti very interesting. I pretended to study my homework, but I was dying inside trying not to laugh. Frank pushed back from the table so hard his chair squeaked. "Well, I can see when I'm not wanted," he said, grabbing his jacket. Tyler looked confused. "But you just got here. Don't you want your garlic bread?" Frank stormed out without another word. The front door slammed so hard it rattled the windows. After we heard his car pull away, the whole family burst out laughing. Tyler looked around at us, still confused. "What's so funny? I was just asking questions." Dad ruffled Tyler's hair and said, "Sometimes the truth hurts, buddy." Frank never came back for Tuesday dinners.